everyone. How are you doing? Good evening. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope that you've had dinner because we're going to spend quite a while together. Okay, hi. Okay, great. It's nice to see you all. Okay, let me just have a look at what you're writing. And please make sure that you're using discussion and not question and answer, because in the questions and answers, I cannot see all of your questions or all of your comments. Okay. And meanwhile, let's just wait a little bit for your friends. As you know, Tunisians arrive a little late. I don't want the session to miss them. Meanwhile, can you hear me clearly? Can you see the screen? To participate? We're not participating yet. It's not time yet. Okay. So I hope that everyone is here. And therefore, let's have a look at what we have in our session. So first, we will start with some grammar, all right? What we're looking at today is Unit 3, Creative Inventive Minds, right? But we will start off with grammar, okay? So as you can see here, we have 3 sentences, and I would like you to look at them and consider each one of them. The first one says, drinking and to smoke are bad for your health. We are listening to music and study at the same time. Emilia is kind, generous, and she likes to help others. What do you think about the following sentences? Write your answers, please. Yes, Miriam, Emilia is kind. What's the problem with Emilia is kind? Let's start with the first ones first. First things first. Drinking and to smoke are bad for your health. What's wrong with this sentence? So Zainab says drinking. Do you think that drinking is wrong? We shouldn't try to drinking? Yes, Zainab, correct. Yes. So the problem, yes, Ahmed, is with to smoke. What do I have here? I have drinking. What's this? This is a verb plus ing, right? And then I have and to smoke. What is this to smoke? I have to plus infinitive. So I have two different structures, It's not the same thing, which is problematic, right? So how can we overcome this problem? How can we fix this problem? How can we repair this? Yes, yes, Sirin, good. Imen, Zainab, Ahmed, yes, correct. So we need to turn the second one into an ing form. So now our sentence becomes drinking and smoking. Drinking and smoking are bad for your health. The second one, we're listening to music and study at the same time. What's wrong with this? Good. Yes, the problem is with the verb study. Right. Yes. So we have, again, verb plus ing, but here we have infinitive. This is not the same form. Therefore, we need to fix this. And to do this, yes, we need to write the verb study in the ing form. So it becomes studying. So we are listening to music and studying at the same time. Yes, good, Jalil, Ahmed, Iman, yes. Hamdi as well, yes. And the third one, Emilia is kind, generous, and she likes to help others. what do I have here? I have kind, I have generous, and then I have she likes to help others. What are kind and generous? What are they? Yes, they are adjectives. Correct. Two adjectives, right? Therefore, we need to turn this into an adjective. What's this adjective? If she likes to help others, then she is, yes, Mohammed Emin, she is helpful, yes. So as simple as that, we simply need an adjective. So our sentence becomes then, Amelia is kind, generous, and helpful. All right, now let's try to draw some conclusions. Repeating the same. What, or what? What did we repeat? Repeating the same form, tense, or structure is what we call, what's this? What do we call this? Yes, that's what we call parallelism. Yes. So this is our main concern, parallelism. So parallelism refers to making sentences have the same what? The same or the same or parallel structures. So our sentences are parallel, just like in mathematics when you have two parallel lines. Okay, so now we need to say whether these sentences are correct or incorrect, and we need to correct the mistakes if there are any. For example, the first one says, in a dictionary, you can find word meanings, pronunciations, correct spellings, and looking up irregular verbs. Do you think that this sentence is correct or incorrect? Write C if you think it's correct, or I if you think it's incorrect, and between parentheses write your proposal to make it correct. Okay, so I can see that you're saying it's incorrect. How can we correct it? What's the problem? What can we find in a dictionary? We can find word meanings, pronunciations, correct spellings. And then if you look here, we have looking up irregular verbs. It's not the same form, right? It's not the same structure. How can we fix this? So Zainab says find and look up. Do we need another verb, Zainab? You can find what? Word meanings, pronunciations, correct spellings, and irregular verbs. We don't need looking up. Good, Mohammed. So this, the verb look up or looking up as you have it here is not important. So we just need irregular verbs. Right. Then my dog barks. So it's the sound that a dog makes. It barks, sits, and knows how to roll. Is this correct or incorrect? My dog barks, sits, and knows how to roll. Okay. So I can see that you have different answers. Some are saying correct, the others are saying incorrect. So what do we have here? For those who said this is correct, we have barks, sits, and then I have a whole clause, knows how to roll. It's not correct, I mean. So all of this is not a verb. Here we have only one verb. One verb. So what we need is only a verb. What's this verb? Can we say my dog barks, sits, and knows? Of course not. Yes. So we say to know something. So the verb is roll. And then I have my dog. The subject is it. As you can see, the verbs end in an S. So I need to write rolls with an S. So my dog barks, sits, and rolls. Steve likes jogging, singing, and swimming. Is this correct or incorrect? Good. This is a correct sentence. We don't need to change a thing because we have the same form. The form is respected. ing, ing, and ing. I don't remember buying this dress and to write this letter. Yes, Emin. Yes, Iman. Yes, Mohammed Emin. Yes, Zainab. Okay, yes. So here we have I don't remember. And then we have buying. And then we have to write. To write, as you can see, does not have the same form as buying. Buying, that's verb plus ing. And then to write, that's to plus infinitive. Now, what's the difference between I don't remember buying this dress and what's the difference between if I say I didn't remember to buy this dress? Is there a difference between the two? Maybe it's like a quarter of an hour, Hedil. So Sirin says the difference is one is in the simple present and the other is in the simple past. Well, forget about the difference of the tense. I'm talking about the difference in meaning. différence في المعنى. Do they have the same meaning? Same. Okay, some are saying the same, some are saying no. So for those who said that they have the same meaning, let me tell you that they don't. What does it mean if I say I don't remember buying this dress? This means I did the action, which is buying the dress. So I bought the dress, but I don't remember the scene. ما نتفكرش المشهد. Donc شيت الروبة ما نتفكرش المشهد. Okay? Donc الحدث صار. هوني I didn't remember to buy. This means I didn't buy the dress. The dress. I forgot to buy the dress. دونك ما شريتش الروبة. دونك نبدلوا ال ing ونعوضوها بالto plus infinitive المعنى يتبدل complètement. So be careful with this thing. It's very important to know if you need ing or to infinitive. So في الإطار باش الناس الكل تفهمها. في نفس الإطار هبطت ديجا ماجازين فيه لي فيرب اللي لازمكم تردوا بالكم منهم اللي يتبدل فيهم كيف تبدل الاي ان جي من بعدهم ولا تحط تو بلس انفينيتيف. دونك فما ليست يعني طويله وعريضه. فقدوا الماجازين تلقاوها في اليونت 4. يونت 4 فما في السيكسيون تاع الماجازين. دونك I invite you all to have a look at that magazine and to be mindful of those verbs. Okay? I've also uploaded a summer of all the grammatical points you're supposed to see this year. Donc هبت ريزومي فيها الجرامير متاع السنة كيف تلقاوها في السيت. Donc امشيو زادا شوفوا اليونت 4 عملوا طلع على المجازين. Now let's get back to our sentence and tell me if we need the ing form or the to plus infinitive. Donc شنو اللي يتماشى مع الجملة متاعنا؟ So هديل ديجا في البي دي اف اللي فات ولا اللي قبله تتلقاني حطيت شنو هو اللي تنحى لكم في البروغرام. فما كابتور حطيتها ونزيد نحط لكم في اخر البي دي اف هذايا زاد نحطها لكم في اخر باج. So what we need here, yes, the ing form. So what I'm saying is that I don't remember buying the dress. ما تفكرش لاني شريته وما تفكرش لاني كتبت اللتر هذه. So it's the same thing, okay? So I don't remember buying and I don't remember writing. Then he is clever, witty, and works assiduously. So use the same word. It has the same meaning, Muhammad Emin and Emin, because we have Emin and Muhammad Emin as hardworking, that's right, but use the word itself. So he is clever. What's clever and witty? What are these? Yes. There are two, yes, adjectives. So I need another adjective. And as you can see, works assiduously. This is not an adjective. So what's the adjective from assiduously? So what's assiduously first? It ends in ly. What's this? I'm not talking about the meaning. I'm talking about the form. Yes, this is an adverb. Yes. كلمة توفى ly généralement, it's an adverb. Not always. I'm just saying generally. Okay? So how can we turn it into an adjective then? Simply by removing the ly. So he is clever, witty, and assiduous. Now I have three adjectives. And then I have the last one. All of them, Sirin, you need all of them. All of the tenses. The last one, the report must be written quickly, accurately, and thorough. We have quickly, accurately. What are these? They are like assiduously. They are adverbs, yes. And how can we turn thorough into an adverb? Thorough is an adjective. It means in detail. En détail. Good. Yes, Mohammed Amin. Yes, Imen. We add ly. So we have thoroughly. So I add my ly. Now it's an adverb. So the report must be written quickly, accurately, and thoroughly. Is there something that you don't understand concerning parallelism? Does anybody have a question? Okay, good. I'm happy that everything is clear. You're welcome. You can leave for your math session, Mariama. So you have to choose one subject now. Now we will look at two very important tenses that many students confuse. They're very easy, but they're very important and many students confuse them. So the simple present is used when we have these four things. The first one is when we talk about facts, حقائق, or general truths, okay? Or generalizations. Now, what's the difference between a fact and a generalization? I will give you an example, or two examples, actually. So if I say that the sun is bigger than the earth, is this a fact or a generalization? Write F or G. Good, yes. Yes, Yasin, Amin, Mohammed Amin, Iman, and Sirin. This is a fact. This is a fact because nobody can dispute and nobody can say anything against this. Scientifically speaking, we know that the sun is bigger than the earth. That's a fact. Now, what if I say that all Tunisians are friendly? Is this a fact or a generalization? Of course, this is a generalization. Otherwise, we'd be living in paradise. I wish they were all friendly. They're not, though. So this is a generalization. So is the difference clear? Okay, then let's move on to the second use. We use the simple present to talk about routine or repeated actions. For example, I wash my hair every other day. Every other day. So I wash my hair every other day. This is a repeated action. What does every other day mean? The expression, what does it mean? Well, it's not daily, almost daily. So today is Thursday, right? So on Thursday, I wash it. And then on Friday, I don't. And on Saturday, I wash it. But on Sunday, I don't. So this is what it means. Yes, that's it, I mean. Yes. Yeah. And we use it also for instructions or orders. So instructions are not not really orders, but they tell you how to do something. For example, this is known, and I hope that you all know it. Unplug your uh, phone once the battery reaches 80%. تنحي التليفون من الشارج كي يوصل 80%. Because if you don't, that's gonna be harmful to your phone. You will make the life of your battery a lot, like you will affect the life of your battery. So this is an instruction. But an order would be like, I don't know, if, for example, if I'm mad at a student, I can ask him to leave, right? For example, so I can say, leave the classroom. Leave the classroom. This is an order. And the last one is when we talk about a timetable. For example, you ask me, when does the train to Madrid leave? And I tell you it leaves, or the train leaves at 8 a.m. Bright and early. So now let's highlight our verbs. We have is, and then we have are, and those are the two different forms of the verb to be in the simple present. Then we have wash, and then we have unplug, we have leave, and then we have leaves. So this is our simple present. Now, what about the present progressive then? So Iman, finish timetable. Timetable is when you have a table, a time. So it's like the timetable that you have for school. Every day, what lessons you have and when. So for example, on Monday, you have math in the morning at 8 a.m. And then you have geography, for example, at 9, and blah, 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 etc. So it's something that's always repeated at the same time because it's a timetable, جدول أوقات. Yes, like Taki's timetable. Yes, Emin, yes. Okay, good. Now the present progressive has 3 cases. The first one is when we want to talk about an action happening at the moment of speaking. This means right now, at this very moment, what's happening? Just tell me what's going on around you, in your houses. For me right now, for example, my grandmother is watching TV at this very moment. While I am teaching right now. You are studying. For example, they are listening, etc. Then we use it also to talk about definite future arrangements or plans. What do we mean by definite? This means something certain, something sure. Okay, so when you have a certain plan, you should use the present progressive. For example, Jake is throwing a party this Saturday. So what's happening this Saturday? Jake is throwing a party. Okay? And we also use this to talk about temporary new habits. Now, can you give me the antonym for the word temporary? If I say that something is temporary, this means it won't last forever. So the antonym is permanent. Yes, permanent. So, as you can see, in the simple present, we said that we use it for routine or repeated actions or habits. But here it's just for temporary new habits. So the habits will not last forever. They're just for this period of time. For example, let's say that I remark that you're eating a lot these days. So I tell you, you are eating a lot these days. You're eating a lot these days. So this is not your habit. This is out of the ordinary. So this is not something you would do, you would usually do. So now let's highlight our verbs. My grandmother is watching. And then I have I am teaching. Jake is throwing. You are eating. So is the difference between the present progressive and the simple present clear when it comes to the uses? Are the uses clear? Awesome. Then let's move on to the form. Now, the form of the simple present is as you have seen. Yes, Amin, inshallah. With I, we, you, they, what do? We do not change a thing. So I, we, you, they plus verb in the bare infinitive. What do we mean by bare infinitive? We mean verb without to. Let me give you a sentence. Bill, or not Bill, let's say they. They, and I have the verb work. For Google. What should I write? How should I conjugate the verb work? Verb in the bare infinitive. Our verb is work. I mean, so we simply write work. That's it. We don't change anything. So it stays the way it is. Now with he, she, it, we start talking about change. He, she, it plus verb plus an S. Now if I change my subject, replace the subject they with Bill, and now I have work again for Apple or for Google. The verb work then becomes, yes, it becomes works. So work plus an S. Yes. We have some exceptions with he, she, and it. So the exceptions concern only he, she, and it. If my verb ends in an X, in double S, in SH, in CH, in an O, or in a Z, then what do you think I should do? What do I do? For example, my sentence, he fix, and I have fix. What do I do to the verb fix? I add es, so it becomes fixes. She crosses, he pushes, she teaches, it goes, it buzzes, etc. So when your verb ends in these endings, we add es. Okay, do you know the meaning of the word buzz? To buzz, the verb? It's the sound that the bee makes. You know, the bee. That sound is called buzz. And then the second rule is when we have a consonant plus y. So my verb ends in a consonant plus y. What do? I remove the y, sorry, and then I add I-E-S. For example, I have he and I have the verb cry. Cry is a verb that ends in a y, and before it there is a consonant, which is the R. So my verb now becomes cries. He cries. Okay. Now, what if I have play? How should I spell play with she? She plays. How should I spell this? Okay. كأني فما تلامذة باش نجبدهم من وزنهم. Okay. Play is a verb that ends in y. هكا ولا يوفى بالإغريك. بالإغريك شنو عندي؟ عندي an A. دونك شنو هي ال A؟ The A is not a consonant. ماهيش consonant. It's a vowel. نكتب لكم الليست متاع ال vowels. So the vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. دونك تشوف واحدة من هذوما ما تبدل شيء غير انك تزيد الاس. دونك play يولي plays. اهو. وقتاش نحطوا الاو اس؟ خاطر فما شكون كتب لي بالاو اس. وقت اللي يبدا عندي واحدة من الترمينيزون هذوما. play توفيش بوحدة من هذو. ما توفيش. دونك ما نكتبش او اس، نكتب كان اس. نرجع للقاعدة الأصلية. دونك ما فماش حتى اكسبسيون لهنايا. هي نطبق القاعدة كما هي. دونك ردوا بالكم تغلطوا فيه البياج هذا. That's all right, Amy, no problem. Now, for the present progressive, what does the rule say? The rule says that we need to put the verb to be in the simple present plus verb plus ing. Donc, the verb to be مع I يولي am, والverb to be مع we و they يولي are, ومع he she it يولي is. Okay. هذوما الكل مع verb plus ing. For example, ناخذ نفس الجملة تاع they. We have they, and I have the verb work at the moment. So what should I write? Good. Yes, they are working. So work plus verb plus ing. They are working. And what about Henry? Yes, Henry is working. Henry is working. الخطأ اللي يطيحوا فيه التلامذة نسبة 80% ولا أكثر إنهم ديما ينساو الverb to be. يجي يكتب في الدفوار working أكهوا. تكتب working أكهوا تاخذ كوعيكا. دونك ردوا بالكم ما تنساوش الverb to be. راهو متكون من to be ومن بعد الverb plus ing. Okay. Now we have some exceptions as usual. When the verb ends in an e, what do? We need to remove the e and then add ing. For example, I have dance. The verb dance ends in an e, right? So what do? So let's say our subject is she. And we have the verb dance. She is dancing. So ما نكتبش ال E ونحط directement ال ING متاعي. Yes, she's dancing. Now, then if my verb ends in IE, then I replace the IE with a Y and then I add my ING. For example, lie becomes lying. Then die becomes dying. He is dying or he is lying. Okay? Now, if I have a verb that ends in a consonant, donc consonant هو أي حاجة ماهيش vowel, but before it we have a short stressed vowel. For example, like, let's take he, and then we have stop. Okay. Stop ends in a consonant. P is a consonant. And before the P, we have stop. Stop. So it's a short stressed vowel. I stress it. Stop. The stress is on right? So what do? I need to double the consonant. So here, stop becomes, yes, stopping. Double P. Yep. And the last rule concerns only British English. If you have an L as a final consonant, then you need to double it. For example, we have they, and we have the verb travel. So my verb becomes they are traveling, double L. They are traveling. In American English, it's only one L. So you may find that I spell it with an L only. So is this clear? Yes, yes. Okay, great. Then let's move on to the signal words. شنو هما signal words؟ هما كلمات كي تشوفوهم تعرفوا أنه الطون اللي لازمكم تستعملوه. So for the simple present, we have these words. تبدأ عندي كلمة every plus day plus week plus month plus year, decade or century. نستعمل the simple present. Now what does the word decade mean? As you wish, Yasin, it's up to you. What's a decade? A decade is a period of how many years? Yes, 10 years. 10 years. Yes, Iman. And a century is a period of, like, we are in the 21st century. So that's the period of 100 years. Correct. Now, if I have the word on plus days, for example, on Mondays, I don't work. On weekends, I go out to my friends. So I use the simple present. If I have once, twice, thrice, now what does this mean? Once means one time, مرة. Twice, two times, مرتين. Thrice, ثلاثة مرات. Three times, etc. Plus day, plus week, month, year, decade, etc. And we have adverbs of frequency. Okay, so always means that you do something 100%. تعمل حاجة ديما. We say always. Usually means you do it 90%. Normally or generally, that's 70%. Often or frequently, 60%. Sometimes 50%. Occasionally 20%. Seldom or rarely, 10%. Hardly ever or never, that's 0%. Clear? All right, then. What about the present progressive? For the present progressive, we have the words today, now, right now, at the moment. We have look. When I ask you to look, this means that there is something happening right now and I want you to see it. Listen. It's the same thing. There's something going on and I want you to listen to it. And watch out. For example, when a car is coming and I would like you to watch out because the driver is driving very fast. So I want you to be careful. Now for the interrogative form and short answers, the rules are simple as well. Now in your sentence, if you have the verb to be, then you need to use the rule of the inversion. So inversion means القلب. It's not heart. مش القلب العضوي. No. قلبين. This means we need to invert the places of the verb and the subject. So if my sentence says he is handsome, then apply the rule and turn it into a question. Yes, good. We need to start with is, and then the subject is he, and then the rest of my sentence, handsome. So the question becomes, is he handsome? Yes. Yes, what? A short answer. Yes, he. And I asked using the word is, so I need to use it in my answer as well. So yes, he is, or no, he is not, or isn't. Okay, now what if I don't have the verb to be? Like here, I have she plays football. We don't have the verb to be, right? So what do? We need to apply this rule. Auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb. What's this auxiliary verb? It's the verb do. So it becomes either do or does, depending on your subject. Here we have she. So what should I write? Does, of course, does. My verb do ends in an O, and I have she, so I should add es. Does, and then my subject is she, and then my main verb, what should I write? Okay. I was hoping somebody would make the mistake I'm waiting for. But nobody has made it. It's okay. I will say it anyway, because maybe our friends on Facebook don't know this. So many students would write this. They would say, does she plays football? And this is, of course, a mistake because we never conjugate the verb after do. Why? Because the verb do took the S. باش نعطيكم طريق تتفكروا بها. وين تلقى الفعل do؟ هذايا راهو فعل حواف. فعل يسرق، سارق. دونك يدخل على الجملة باش ينحي الاس متاع الفعل الأصلي وياخذها هو. اوكي؟ وكذلك باش تقمروها. صحيح فعل سارق. So, this is why our verb here is put in the bare infinitive. Yes? So does she play football? The answer is yes. She does. Or no, she does not or doesn't. Okay, then. For the present progressive, we already have the verb be, as you can see. So we put be plus subject plus verb plus ing. They are dancing. How do I turn this into a question? كيما شفنا من بكري ترى اكتبوا لي. Yes. Good. So are they dancing? Yes, they are, or no, they aren't. They are not. Now, what about the second question? Write your answers, please, now. He is playing video games. Yes. Good job. Yes. Is he playing video games? Video games. No or yes, he is. No, he is not. Or isn't. باهي. فما حاجة لازمكم تعرفوها على ال contracted forms. دونك هذوما نسميهم contracted forms. Isn't, doesn't, aren't. اللي هما راهم informal. ايش معناها informal؟ معناها ما همش حاجة رسمية. دونك ما نكتبوهمش في الدوفوار، ما نكتبوهمش في الباراجراف متاعنا، وما نكتبوهمش ما نكتبوهم كان على الفيسبوك وإلا مع أصحابكم ولا دونك في situation formelle ما تستعملوهمش. دونك these are informal. Okay, so be careful with the contracted forms. ديما نستعملوا الفورم الكاملة كما هوني is not, does not, are not, etc. Yes, I mean between friends only. So, is everything clear now concerning the simple present and the present progressive? Okay. Perfect. I'm happy. All right, now let's have a look at this then. We need to find the signal words for the simple present. So which is a signal word for simple present? Later, last Monday, or often? How do we say this in standard Arabic? I think we say this like this لاحقا. So later describes شنو؟ The future هكا ولا لاحقا هذايا الفيوتشر مش الحاضر. واحنا شنو قلنا لهنا؟ It's the simple present. دونك ما تنجمش تكون كلمة للsimple present. Last Monday عنا last دونك الفارط الاثنين الفارط هذايا the past دونك كيف نجمش يكون the simple present. We are left only with often واللي احنا ديجا شفناها في التابل وهي كلمة نعبروا بها على simple present. دونك often is the correct option. Which is a signal word for simple present, sometimes, at the moment, or yesterday? Remember, simple present, إيمان. Emin, simple present. Good, هديل. Yes, حمدي. Yes. باهي. At the moment. توا توا. توا توا. في المومون هذا. نرجعوا للتابلو ومش نلقاوها at the moment. هاوي. So it's for the present progressive. It's not the simple present. So our word is sometimes. Then, which is the signal word for simple present? Last Friday, every Friday, or next Friday? Of course, we have every, so that's every Friday, which is not a signal word for simple present, never, already, or usually. عندكم faute de concentration. ايش قال لك لهنا؟ قال لك which is not a signal word for simple present. Which is not. So it's the opposite. Usually that's for the simple present. Never déjà شفناها في التابلو. قلنا كي ما تعمل حتى شيء بكل أبدا. هاي. Donc simple present. Par contre already ماهيش موجودة لا في التابلو هيك لا هيك. So it's already. Already يعني déjà. And the same thing, which is not a signal word for simple present. Right now, first, then, or seldom. Yes, Hadil. Seldom. Mohammed Amin. It's in the table. There. Seldom means rarely. Okay? So it's, of course, right now, because with right now, we use the present progressive. Now, with first and then, معناها أولاً, ثم, we can use them with the simple present. For example, every morning I wake up at 6 a.m. First, I take a shower, then I have breakfast. So as you can see, we can use the simple present with first, then. So there is no problem with these words. Let's move on to an application exercise. We need to put our verbs in the simple present or present progressive. It's 7:30 and they go to school now. What should I write? So the first thing I should do أول حاجة تعملوها هي إنكم تلوجوا على السيجنال word. نوصل الجملة نتاعي فماش signal word. ثم it's the word now. With now, which tense do I use? ياسين, you don't have to take screenshots. الPDF تلقاوهم بعد موجود على السيت. Just تكليكي وتهبطوه. ما تعملوش des captures, c'est pas la peine. Yes, with now we use the present progressive. So my subject is they, the verb to be with they becomes are. And then what do? I write my verb in the ing form. So they are going. Listen, Caroline play her electric guitar. حمدي, listen. ايش قلت تاني بكري؟ قلت مع listen فما حاجة قاعدة تصير ونحبك تسمعها. عندي listen, that's present progressive, ما تنساوش. So listen, Caroline, or I have Caroline, is playing her electric guitar. Then you come tonight. That's a question. Donc ردوا بالكم من الفار. So I have the word tonight. باهي. اني قاعدة نسأل فيك كان باش تجي الليلة. ديجا حتى في العربي شنو قلت؟ كان باش تجي. So that's the future. Okay? And we saw that we can use the present progressive to talk about future plans. Donc, نستعملوا ال present progressive متاعنا مع اليوش باش يولي من ال verb to be يولي are. نبداو به هو أول حاجة من بعد نحطو subject اللي هو you من بعد verb plus ing. So coming. Are you coming tonight? The alarm ring at 7 o'clock every morning. Yes, we have every morning. So this is a repeated action. So the alarm rings. Simple present. Lily usually wear a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt, but today she wear a red dress. So the first wear, what should I write? Lily usually, yes, wears, right? An S. And then, but today, there is something different. So this is what she usually does, but today there is something different. Yes, so I need to use my present progressive. She is wearing a red dress. Maybe she has a party. My mother not to drink coffee very often. So here we need the negative form. My mother. Yes. We have the word often. What tense do we use with often, Emin? Yes, which present? Both are presents. Simple or progressive? Uh-huh. That's the simple present. Yes. And with the simple present, we saw that we need the auxiliary verb do. In this case, it becomes does because my subject is my mother, so that's she. Does. And then I add the word not. And then my main verb, drink. My mother does not drink. You go out later. Yes, good, Emin. He wrote even the explanation. Present progressive, Mohammed Emin. Remember, we're practicing the present progressive. So are it's just like sentence C. Are you going out later? Why is she running? She, and we have run because she is late for her lesson. So my question here uses the present progressive. So in the answer, I have to use the same tense. I should keep it. She is running. It's a short stressed vowel. So I double my consonant. She is running because she's late for her lesson. Right now, my brothers not use the computer. Yes, my brothers are not using. Present progressive. Present progressive. Right now. في هذه اللحظة. Yes. We not want to go to the movie theater. We not want go to the movie theater. Good هديل. We don't want. We do not want to go to the movie theater. Donc مع الأفعال اللي كيما want و love و like ما نجموش نحطهم في ال ing form. نحطهم في simple present. نجمش نقول I am loving you. It's I love you. هكا ولا؟ دونك نفس الشيء. We don't want to go to the movie theater. At the moment, the taxi wait for them. At the moment, the taxi, yes, is waiting for them. Any questions? No. So Emin is asking, can we use the simple present and the present progressive with the example G? No, we cannot, because we have the words later. Later معناها من بعد. نجمش نقول لك اني نعرفش تذهب لاحقا. أو إنه هل ستذهب لاحقا؟ دونك ستذهب لازم السي هيك متاع الفيوتور كيما في العربي كيما في اللونجلي نفس الشيء. Clear? Yes, Emin. Yes, I do. Okay, you're welcome. All right, then. We're done with grammar for today. نعرف برشا تلامذة ما يحبوش الجرامير، أما شفتوا مش صعيبة سافا باهي. today باش نتغداو توا مالا للموديول متاعنا Creative Inventive Minds, and we'll start off with some vocabulary. So, we need to match the words with their definitions. We have advancement, homage, latest, invent, to improve, devote, discover, launch or release, create, achievement, implication, leave, and find out. So which one of these words is the word for to make or design something that did not exist before? دونك يصنع حاجة ما كانتش موجودة قبل. حاجة يصنعها لأول مرة في التاريخ. Yes, it's the word or the verb to invent. Invent معناها حاجة أول مرة تخترع. أول مرة. Now, كي تبدأ حاجة ديجا موجودة. And like here, make something happen or exist. So, معناها موجودة وأنتي عدلت عليها وطورتها. كيما مثلا باش نعطيكم اكزامبل. أول واحد اخترع التليفون نسميوه he invented the telephone. par contre اللي من بعد جاي من بعده وبدا يحسن ويطور فاخترع لنا سمارت فونز نقولوا نقولوش he invented أما نقولوا yes إيمان he created smartphones. دونك هذا الفرق ما بين create و invent. To create. Okay. Then to find something that already exists. يلقى حاجة ديجا موجودة. Yes, كيما نقولوا Christopher Columbus discovered the American continent. Okay, so to discover means to find something that already exists. Now, what about find something either by chance or study? Yes, that's to find out. To find out. And most recent, if I say, for example, this update is the most recent, what does this mean? The latest, right? الأحدث. And to put in the market. If you make a product, then you put it in the market. So what do you do? Finally, I mean. Yes? You launch or release. To launch or to release. And to dedicate. السادسة ما فهمتهاش. باهي السادسة انت ماك صنعت حاجة، صنعت روبو باغ اكزومبل، شنو باش تعمل؟ باش تخبيه في دارك، ماكش تمشي تحطه في الماركت، تحطه في الأسواق ويتباع. دونك لو فيت انك حطيته في الأسواق يتسمى to launch وإلا to release. دونك to dedicate, that's a synonym for devote, correct? Devote. For example, he dedicated his life to teaching, or he devoted his life to teaching. Tribute. A tribute is a synonym for homage. Good. Yes. And that's to show respect to somebody. To opt out, which is a title of a lesson in your books. Women opt out. Yes, that's to leave. An accomplishment is an achievement. Yes, an achievement. To better. To better means to improve. Yes, Imen. To improve. Outcome or effect are synonyms for. Yes, Mohammed. Implication. Progress is, of course, a synonym for advancement. We have Hadil. What do you want? Number 8. Donc, hommage. It's like in French. I thought that you would know the word in French. Donc, هاتكم example. كيف يكون فنان مات. وبعدين تيجي شكون ويغني غنية متاع الفنان هيك. يقول دونك باش نغنيها كأوماج للفنان هذا. شنو يتسمى بالعربي؟ ما نعرفش شنو الكلمة بالضبط بالعربي. ما فيها هيك يوري تقدير وريسبي وكل. ايه ولا إهداء لروح فلان ولا إجلال صحيت واي. به then opt out معناها leave. ايش معناها leave؟ معناها يغادر يخرج. accomplishment ولا achievement هما الحاجات اللي حققتهم. شنو يتسموا بالعربي accomplishment؟ تحقيقات. حاجة كيما تصير حاجة حققتها، حاجة وصلت لها. إنجازات. يعطيك الصحة. ولا إنجازات. and then improve معناها يحسن. outcome implication donc donc an effect effet voilà effet. و progress هو البروغري التطور النمو. yes. Now the second list. You're welcome. The second list, in the second list, we have encouragement, trend, persecute, compensate, huge, seek, abroad, magnify, contentious, which is a synonym for controversial, exodus, expertise, shortage, and expatriates. So to make something look bigger, what does this mean? Huge is an adjective. It's an adjective. And here we have to make something look bigger. So this is a verb. What we need is a verb. We don't need an adjective. منى تنجم تستنى لآخر الحصة نجاوبك على سؤالك وجست فكرني من بعد. أها. باهي هي magnify. magnify. to magnify معناها يكبر يهول. ولا كيما الماجنيفاينج جلاس اللي نستعملوها باش نقراو كي نبداو تبدا الكتيبة صغيرة ناخذوا magnifying glass باش نكبروا بها الكتيبة. And then we have very big. Now big is an adjective, so that's huge. Right. Mass movement of people. بالله كيش تقري فيها في الكلاس نجيب 20. قرايتكوني جيب 20 يلا. So the mass movement of people كيما نقولوا العباد يحولوا من الريف للمدينة par exemple يتسمى exodus. Donc exodus اللي هو النزوح ولا mouvement كبير. To treat someone so cruelly بقساوة harshly due to his or her religious or political beliefs. Donc تعامل شخص بقساوة من أجل المعتقدات الدينية أو السياسية. شنو هو الفعل اللي نستعملوه؟ العربي نقولوا يضطهد. It starts with a P. The verb starts with a P. To yes, to persecute. The noun is persecution. Then incentive. Incentive is a synonym for encouragement. محفز. Encouragement. Immigrants. Who are the immigrants? Yes, I mean expatriates. Expatriates. Offset. An offset is a synonym for or to offset. Here we have the verb to. For example, I went on a holiday and I didn't like my my stay. So I want or I ask for an offset or I ask for a compensation. So I want the hotel or I want the travel agency to compensate me. Compensate. And then we have not agreed upon. If something is not agreed upon. So here we need an adjective. حاجة غير متفق عليها. We say it's contentious or controversial. Contentious or controversial. What about look for? To look for something. That's the verb seek. To seek means to look for. Lack or absence. Lack or absence of something. Yes. Now shortage. Yes. And then we have skill in a particular field. Donc skill مهارة في ميدان ما. Expertise. Right? In a foreign country. When you are in a foreign country. So you are, yes, abroad. الخارج. خارج الوطن يعني مش في الخارج برا من الدار. No, خارج الوطن. And then general direction in which a situation is changing. That's a trend. The trend. Okay. Is everything clear? Number 19, immigrants, مهاجرين. Yes. All right. Then let's move on to some useful idioms. Do you know the word idiom? idioms. The idioms are like sayings كما يشبهوا شوية les proverbes أمثال شعبية somehow. And we will look at 10 technology and creativity and invention related idioms. The first one is necessity is the mother of invention. Necessity is the mother of invention. What does it mean from A to J? الحاجة أم الاختراع, we say in Arabic. Necessity is the mother of invention. So that's 1 plus what? 1 plus C. Something, sorry, not C. Something, where is it? So creative solutions are often produced in response to difficulties or hardships, so hardships similar to difficulties that need to be overcome. So 1 plus D. Blessing in disguise. If something is a blessing in disguise, this is something that is good, but it's not recognized at first. Blessing نعمة. Okay, so that's J. And then we have cake is not worth the candle. Cake is not worth the candle. That's to say that the result will not be worth the effort to put in to achieve it. This means that your effort will go in vain. And then we have 4, to hit the panic button. When you hit the panic button, this means that you forget all logic and act as though the world were about to end. An état de panique. And then we have well-oiled machine. For example, the group works well as a well-oiled machine. This means that as a group, you all get on well together and things seem to run very smoothly without problems. So there are no problems. F. To cut corners. When you cut corners, this means that you try to save money, so you do things badly. Bells and whistles. For example, the new iPhone is all bells and whistles. This means it has a lot of cool features. To have more holes than Swiss cheese. For example, if I tell you that your essay has more holes than Swiss cheese, this means that it has a lot of problems. So that's C. Hot potato. What's a hot potato? For example, brain drain is a hot potato. This means that it's an issue that people are talking about and it is disputed. This means people don't agree upon it. H. And the last one, drastic times call for drastic measures. This is I. When you are extremely desperate, you need to take drastic actions. So you can memorize maybe 1 or 2 that you can use in your daily conversations with your friends or in your writings. But for now, what's really important is this. So I want you to pay close attention and write your answers so that I can have a look at them. And we can work on the mistakes that you may make. We need to put our words in the right tense or form. More than 40 years ago, and we have right, at the Wall Street Journal first used the term glass ceiling. في العادة شنو هتعملوا؟ يلزمكم تقرأوا الباراجراف الكل باش تفهموا المعنى الكونتكست واش قاعد يحكي ومن بعد داك شي تاخذوا بالجملة وتحاولوا تبداو تجاوبوا وقتها. دونك ما نبداوش نجاوبوا من الأول. توا مانيش باش نقرا الباراجراف الكل خاطر ما عنديش وقت كمان. دونك عندي to. And then I have at the Wall Street Journal. So this is a paper, right? And I have to. To what? دونك هنية زوز نحكي على زوز عباد, right? So الكاتب شنو نسميوه a writer هكا ولا. So we need the noun of a person, writer. But here we have two. So what should I do? I need to add an S, the S of the plural. So this is a noun in the plural. Two writers at the Wall Street Journal first used the term glass ceiling. It is used to describe the invisible but largely impenetrable barrier to women's, and we have advanced in the workplace. Donc généralement التلامذة شنو يعملوا؟ يشوف كلمة ما يفهمهاش، نقولوا par exemple ما تعرفوش معناها l'expression هذه glass ceiling، يدخل بعضه ويقول يا ما نعرفهاش وش معناها وندرى شنيا ويقف غادي. شنو لازمك تعمل؟ تكمل تقرأ، بدأت تلقى الديفينيسيون تاع الكلمة اللي ما فهمتهاش. كيما هوني عندي it's used to describe شنو؟ glass ceiling شو معناه؟ It's the invisible but largely impenetrable barrier to women's blah 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 in the workplace. دونك هذايا السقف الزجاجي هذا ما يخليش النساء تقدم في الحياة المهنية متاعهم. اوكي كيفاش نقولوا هنيا women's what؟ we need a noun. women's something. yes. دونك شنو هو الناون من advance؟ advance is a verb. ديجا شفناه الناون في الليست من بكري. yes. advancement correct. advance شوفوا advance هذاك verb كيفاش باش نردو noun نزيدو ment. دونك advancement. now I have my noun. advancement in the workplace. Later on the term and we have quick became part of the cultural lexis. What is became? Became is a verb هكا ولا؟ دونك شنو يجي قبله؟ باش نعمل وصف للفعل كان تحبوا يتسمى اللي يجي قبله يجي an adverb. دونك نعرفوا شفنا ديجا في الريفيزيون اللي الادفيرب يوصف الفيرب. دونك quick this is an adjective. باش نردو an adverb ساهل على الآخر نكتب quick and then I add my ly so it becomes quickly. Yes. So the term quickly became part of the cultural lexis in recent years. Glass ceiling to become a contentious topic. ديجا شفنا ايش معناها contentious. So in recent years glass ceiling in recent years. Which tense do I use with this time expression? This is a signal expression for which tense? Good, Emin. Present perfect. Can you remind me of the rule of the present perfect? Good. Have or has plus PP. Yes. Have or has plus past participle, PP. Okay. What do I have? I have glass ceiling. Can you replace it with a subject pronoun? نعوضوه subject pronoun. I, we, you, they, he, she, it. That's the pronoun it. باهي. With it, do we say have or has? Yes, we say has. Okay, and now we need the past participle of the verb become. شنو ال past participle متاعو؟ Remember, become is an irregular verb. باهي. واللحظة هذه فما حد كتب لي صحيح. باهي become هك في البريزون. باهي. بعد في الباست يولي became. وفي ال past participle يعاود يرجع become. دونك ردوا بالنا بالباهي لهنا. become with an O. ماهيش became. دونك شنو يولي؟ glass ceiling has become. اوكي. كالعادة ديما شوفوا الليستة اللي في كتباتكم. آخر الكتاب عندكم ليستة مطولة مفصلة فيها الأفعال هذم الكل في الباست والباست participle. لازمكم قبل الدفوار تكونوا حافظينهم شربة ماء. فيش حديث الحكاية هذه. اوكي. باهي أنا هو اللي مع هاس. باهي I, we, you and they plus have. I have, you have, we have and they have. يبدأ عندي she وهي و it plus has. And this is the rule. Voilà. And then some people think that it does not real matter. Donc to matter is a verb. هكا ولا؟ من غير ما نقول لكم وحدكم قولوا لي شنو يجي قبله. Excellent. Yes, we need an adverb, and the adverb is, of course, really. Donc, double L, Y. Really. Doesn't really matter. Others believe that the idea no longer we have to have relevance in today's workplace. عندي does not. Donc, some people think that it does not matter. هكا ولا؟ شنو التنس هذا does not matter؟ does not matter. كنا نشوفوا فيه عاد simple present. donc simple present. مادام ما عنديش حتى حاجة تبدل لي خليني نبدل الطعم تاعي دونك باش نستحفظ عليه. donc the idea no longer مالا باش نكتب have ولا has توا مادام simple present. yes the idea donc نعوضها بالإت في مخي ومع الإت نكتبو has donc the idea no longer has. voilà. At the same time, more and more. To succeed, women. Women is a noun. And what do I need before a noun? To describe a noun, what do I need? نوصفه الاسم ب yes صفة adjective. So the adjective from succeed, which is a verb, is of course successful. Successful. Women have been able to open windows through glass ceiling. Is everything clear? باهي توا مادام شفنا الاكزرسيس هذا مع بعضنا اش قولكم فيه صعيب ساهل؟ نحسوا هذايا النايت مير متاع التلامذة كابوس متاع التلامذة. A piece of cake. امين. glad to hear that والله. لازم تركيز، فوالا كله تركيز وكله قواعد، فوالا ياسين كله قواعد. دونك هذايا حتى كان ما تفهمش المعنى، وحتى كان كلمات ما تفهمهمش، حتى كان ما تفهمش انجلي بكل، راه كله قواعد. عندي verb قبله يجي adverb، عندي non قبله يجي adjective، عندي in recent years راني باش نستعمل present perfect، عندي هنا simple present دونك نحكي على حقيقة etc. دونك باش نستعمل simple present. كله قواعد ماهوش علم اليد. فوالا كيما المات قاعدة طبقها وكهو ما أسهل من المات برشا، فما جماعة يكرهوا المات. باهي. We will see a similar one. This one is a little bit more challenging. A little bit. We will see. We need to do the same thing. We need to fill in with the the right tense or form. And this paragraph is about what? It's about the Nobel Prize. الحمد لله هدي الحمد لله. باهي طويل شوية يفجع، ما تخافوش ما يفجعش برشا. كيف نشوفوا الصعيب ونشوفوا السهل باش تحضروا رواحكم للدوفوار. So the Nobel Prize refers to any of the prizes 5 in number donc كانوا 5 until 1969 when a sixth was added donc عام 69 زادت السادسة. There that are awarded and we have annual from a fund bequeathed blah blah blah. باهي ناحية اللي احنا نقولوا احنا ما نفهموش. دونك ش عندي awarded. This is a verb هكا ولا. دونك automatiquement باش نمشي نحط past participle شعلينا فيه، باش نمشي نحط شنو باش نحط an adverb. فوالا دونك annual هذايا ماهوش adverb، باش نردوه adverb شنو نعمل؟ كالعادة نزيد ly دونك نكتب annual ونزيد ly. دونك annually معناها yearly every year. yearly. باهي. Donc a fund bequeathed for that purpose by the Swedish, and we have invent and industrialist Alfred Nobel. Donc عندي industrialist وهنا باش نزيد نوصف سي ألفريد نوبل. دونك شكونو ألفريد نوبل؟ هو مخترع هكا ولا؟ شفنا اللي invent يعني يخترع. دونك invent is a verb. مالا شنو حاجتي اني لهنا؟ حاجتي ب noun هكا ولا؟ شكونه هو مخترع noun. دونك نفس الشيء industrialist noun. باهي هو المشكلة اللي invent عنده two nouns. كيما مثلا the verb عندنا the verb to sing عنده two nouns. عنده a song الغناية وعنده singer اللي هو المغني. دونك واحد اسم الحاجة والآخر اسم الشخص. دونك نفس الشيء هنا عنا اسم الحاجة اللي هي تتسمى invention وعنا اسم الشخص اللي هو inventor. دونك بالأو لهنا مش بالأو كما البعض كتبوا. دونك شنو حاجتي أني؟ حاجتي بinvention ولا inventor؟ Good. I need number 2. So he is a Swedish inventor. ردوا بالكم راهي بالأو مش بالأو. The Nobel Prizes are I didn't, Iman. When did I write inventor? What I wrote earlier was invent. how كتبتش inventor من بكري. So the Nobel Prizes are, and we have wide regarded. كيف كيما awarded. So an adverb, yes. So they are wide. Wide is an adjective, so I add ly to make it an adverb. They are widely regarded as the most, and we have prestige awards. the most. عندي awards. This is a noun. ونعرفوا اللي يجي قبل الnoun راهو an adjective. Donc the adjective. Yes. وعندي the most. Donc هذه شو تتسمى بكل هذه هكا؟ تتسمى the superlative form. The superlative form. صيغة التفضيل. Donc the adjective from prestige is prestigious. Now how do we spell prestigious? Prestigious with an E or with an I? Yes, with an I. Donc ردوا بالنا راهي الأو باش تولي E. So prestigious awards given for achievement in the world. Achievement is a noun, أنا يفهمت. So what comes before it is an adjective, and the adjective is صحيح, intellectual. Intellectual achievement in the world. In the will. You know that before we die, we need to write a will. In the will, and we have draft in 1895. In 1895, what's this? This is a past date. So I need to put my verb in the past, in the simple past, a finished past action. The verb draft is regular, so in order to put it in the past, we simply need to add ed. Yes, in the will he drafted. Nobel instruct that most of his fortune, blah, blah, blah. So he drafted, and he also, it's the same tense, he drafted and he instructed. Instructed. That most of his fortune be set aside as a fund for the awarding of 5 annual prizes, quote, to those who during the, and we have precede year. Year is a noun. We need to describe it using an adjective. And the adjective from precede is preceding. In the preceding year, this means in the previous year, shall have conferred the greatest benefit on mankind. These prizes, as established by his will, are the Nobel Prize for Physics, the Nobel Prize for Chemistry, the Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine, the Nobel Prize for Literature, and the Nobel Prize for Peace. The first, and we have distribute of the prizes. The في مخاخكم عندي the والأ والأن راهو اللي يجي بعدهم is a noun. وإن شاء الله هم نحب نوصف الناون دونك نحط قبله adjective. دونك وقتها هكا نحطو entre parenthèses خاطر مشتيمة adjective plus noun. شنو باش نكتبو ميل؟ ليه plus noun. إيمان قلت لك plus noun the بعدها يجي non. معناها احنا لهنايا توا distribute اللي هو verb يلزمنا نردوه a noun. كيفاش نردوه a noun؟ صحيت distribution. دونك نزيدوه ION. The first distribution. Donc in the first distribution of the prizes عندي take place, or the first distribution of the prizes وعندي take place on December the 10th, 1901. 1 December the 10th 1901. This is another past date. دونك باش نعمل الverb take باش نحطه في ال simple past. باهي اللي كتبتوهم غلطين، تعرفوا علاش؟ على خاطر سي take هذا is irregular. take ما يوليش taked. It's an irregular verb. It becomes took. عايش قلتلكم أحفظوا الليستة. The first distribution of the prizes took place on December 10th 1901. We have 5th anniversary of Nobel's death. Donc شنو؟ صحيت يا ياسين. أمين كيف. Donc هني عنا the first هذايا an ordinal number. Donc الأول بعدك شي عنا الخامس هكا ولا؟ Donc نستحقوا an ordinal number. Donc 5 تولي 5th. Voilà. The 5th anniversary. An additional award, the Sverig's Riksbank Prize in Economic Sciences in memory of Alfred Nobel, established in 1968 by the Bank of Sweden. First award in 1969. دونك هذه كلها جملة. وهوني نحبكم تردوا بالكم برشا 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 برشا. عندي حاجات مهمة لازمكم تعرفوها. باهي. عندي الجملة متاعي باش تبدأ من هنايا من the first. عندي an additional award. دونك جائزة إضافية. ومن بعد قاعد نعطي فيك في الديتاي على هالجائزة هذيا. قلت لك لو اسمها هكا Sverig's Riksbank Prize في شنو في ال Economic Sciences كذكرى لألفريد نوبل. وقاعدة نقول لك باقي مازلت قاعدة نتوسع في الديتاي على هالجائزة. نحب نقول لك اللي هي تم إنجازها ولا حاجة كيما هكا عام 68 من خلال ولا من طرف البنك متاع السويدن. ومن بعد هيكشي تم إعطائها لأول مرة عام 69. دونك هل فيرغول هذوما اللي حطيتهم لكم بالأخضر مهمين جدا في الجملة. علاش؟ على خاطرهم يعبروا لنا على شنو زعما great إيمان. صحيت إيمان لقاتها. دونك هذه بكلها نسميوها جملة اعتراضية. جملة اعتراضية ماهيش الجملة الأصلية. الجملة الأصلية متاعي هي an additional award was first عندي award in 1969. دونك هذيك الجملة متاعي. الباقي كله دي ديتاي نجم نستغنى عليه وما عنده حتى قيمة في الجملة. باهي لهنايا شنو باش نعمل مالا مادامي عام 68 وعندي establish اللي هو a verb وعندي by the Bank of Sweden. دونك شنو باش نعمل؟ نجي ونحط نصرف هذا فعل establish نصرفه في الباست established. باهي عندي 68. مين ما نجموش نقولوا مع a past date ونستعملوا ال present perfect راه نستعملوه كي يبدأ فما حاجة مازلت متواصلة يعني فما حاجة في الحاضر باقي متواصلة. بدات في الماضي باقي متواصلة في الحاضر. أما هوني قلت لك راهو تم صنعها ولا اللي هو عام 68. دونك الأكسيون هكية متاع الصنعان ولا الإنجاز متاع الأورد وفات. دونك ماهيش متواصلة. باهي نورمالمون احنا باش نستعملوا لهنايا the passive voice. شنو هو the passive voice؟ the passive voice نسيت شنو نسميه بالعربي. en tout cas نحط donc to be plus the past. donc to be in the right tense plus pp past participle. احنا لهنايا استغنينا المبني للمجهول. صحيت فوالا. دونك احنا معناها لهنايا نورمالمون باش نحط لكم was established، اما نحيتها to be علاش؟ على خاطرها جمله اعتراضيه، ما نجمش مع الجمله الاعتراضيه نستعمل to be، دونك يلزمني نحيه. وين عندي جمله اعتراضيه راني باش نستعمل كان الباست participle، دونك هذه يحطوها كما يقولوا السوريين حلقه بودانكم. دونك وين عندي passive voice مع جمله اعتراضيه نحيو ال to be. Donc, the Nobel Prize هذه سماها ربي Spheric Swiss Bank Prize established in 1968 by the Bank of Sweden. وفاتش الجملة متاعي، دونك توي كي نرجع ونطبق القاعدة متاعي. دونك an additional award، يا أخي الأورد أعطات روحها وإلا فما شكون أعطاها؟ هذا السؤال. فوالا دونك فما شكون عطاها، دونك هذيك علاش لازمنا نستعملو the passive voice اللي هو قلنا المبني للمجهول. دونك كيفاش باش نستعملو؟ اني نعرف اللي الدات متاعي هيا 1968، دونك باش ناخذ ذاك الverb to be ونحطو فاش نحطو في قولوا لي صحيتو في simple past. مالا to be في simple past شنو باش يولي؟ مع additional award. دونك award نجم نعوضها ب it، وبالتالي الverb to be باش يولي good was. دونك an additional award was، ومن بعد شنو لازمني نحط award هذايا في past participle. دونك نحط was first، نخليوه first في الوسط، ومن بعد نتعداو past participle متاع award اللي هو ولا ديجا شفناه لهنايا awarded. لا. دونك is everything clear here? Does anybody have a question? So the rest of our text is, although not technically a Nobel Prize, it is identified with the award. دونك علاش ماهيش technically a Nobel Prize؟ على خاطر Nobel Prizes شكون اللي أصدرهم ولا قام بهم؟ هو سي ألفريد نوبل، وهذه صارت من بعد ما هو مات. دونك هيك علاش نقولوا techniquement ماهيش a Nobel Prize. Donc its winners are announced with the Nobel Prize recipients, and the prize in economic sciences is presented at the Nobel Prize ceremony. كانت خلينا ديما مدام مستحقين إن شاء الله إن شاء الله إن شاء الله. Maybe the next sessions you will have my colleague. She's really as good. I mean, she's really good. So it's almost time. اوكي دونك ياسين ولي ديما احفظ القواعد، راك شفت كل شيء بالقاعدة. ما نحبش نخليكم أكثر، مازالوا 5 دقائق ناخذوا فيهم الأسئلة. دونك هو مازال عنا برشا خدمة، ما نسالش تكملوهم المرة الجاية إن شاء الله. دونك شكون عنده سؤال؟ نفكر منى بكري حبت تسأل سؤال. شوفوا منى. باهي منى اش قالت؟ منى. دونك مادام اني غدوة عندي دوفوار، اش تنصحني نعمل؟ توا مازلت ما بديتش نراجع. يا منى راهو ما يجيش نخليو رواحنا الليل تصلى الله هكا ولا؟ شوف توا اش مازالك دوفوار، اش مازالو اقل من 12 ساعة. دونك ما يجيش تقعد تخلي روحك الاخر دقيقة. دونك سورتو اللغات ما نجيوش نخليهم بون لغة ولا مش لغة، اي دوفوار ما يجيش يقعد الاخر دقيقة. دونك شنو باش تعمل انت توا كيا او موان اللي قريناه اليوم تقعد وحدك وتعاود تراجعوا. حاول تفهم au moins les deux temps اللي شفناهم اللي هما simple present وال present progressive، باش كان جاوك غدوة تعرف كيفاش au moins هكا تخدم بيهم. دو توت فاسون كاين ما جاوكش معناتها امبوسيبل انه ما يجيكش او موان سيمبل بريزنت لازم باش يجي هذاك ديما مادد وجهه ياسر مهم. دونك كان ما جاوبش كيما شفت انت توا احنا شو عملنا قعدنا تعلمنا كيلكو هكا كيلكو قواعد نحاولوا نخدموا بيهم دفوراتنا. كيما مثلا كان عندي فيرب راهو قبله ولا بعده باش نحط ادفيرب. كان عندي نون راهو باش قبله باش نحط ادجكتيف. اذا كان عندي دات في الباسي راني باش نحط الفعل متاعي في الباسي. دونك عندي زوز انواع نتاع افعال عندي الريغوليي والايريغوليي. دونك لي ريغوليي لازمك تحفظهم خاطر عندك ليست ورا الكتاب. إذا كان عندي ديما ما نعرفش يعني عندي كلمة recently ولا أي حاجة تربط هكا للبريزون راني باش نستعمل present perfect. دونك احنا كل حصة إن شاء الله باش ناخذوا two tenses دونك deux temps نقراوهم مع بعضنا نشوفوا الكلمات كيما عملنا اليوم التابلو اللي خدمناه اليوم مع present simple present progressive نخدموه مع tenses الكل إن شاء الله. ودونك au moins هذوما كابتيهم باش غدوة تنطر لو ماكس إن شاء الله. دونك à part ça voilà donc à part ça واللي احضر الحصص ما عادش تخلي روحك لاخر لحظة. وان شاء الله ربي يوفقك ان شاء الله ربي معك. فرحت على خير اللي انت فهمت. I'm so happy. باهي نهبط لنا دروس نهبط لكم ان شاء الله دوب ما تهبط الحصة نهبط لكم اللينك متاع نهبط لكم البي دي اف متاعها وجست داونلوديوه كيف تنزلوا على على البوطون. بون توا ما نجمش نهبط لكم الكوريكسيون على خاطر لازم نستنى الحصة تهبط ومن بعد نهبط لكم. دونك كاين فما شكون حاجته نعرفش يعني مثلا مزروب باغ اكزومبل كيما منى عندها دوفوار غدوة نجم نوخر لك بالباج وتاخذ دي كابتور ديكران. سينون اللي مش مزروب يستنى غدوة ان شاء الله يكون البي دي اف موجود. اوكي is everything alright should I go. يعيشكم انتم زايدة. Have a great night and good luck on your exam, Monet. Goodbye.